Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spider Duck Network and the oft-forgotten Trevor and Ian talk show. Ian, I need you to do a quick thing and pretend for me.
What is it?
That the intro to this show was Return of the Mack.
I had nothing to do with that.
I know you didn't, but because of that song, like I wanted to podcast, literally, because God. I saw that on there.
God,
and
no.
after I saw that yesterday on Facebook, his fiance put on Facebook, Return of the Mack as a mac and cheese truck.
Yeah.
It was a great pun.
She's really hitting that food truck thing right now.
But
we're going to a food truck festival tomorrow.
That's insane.
Yeah, right.
She should just do it. It's a great idea.
I know, right? So I was actually going to greet everyone by saying hold the door and bum everybody out.
Oh, shit.
See, I think what he was trying to say was hold the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur.
That would Well, you probably should. So, spoiler alert, posthumously.
Whoa. I didn't say what happened.
No, but hey, if, you know.
Hodor walked a dinosaur. That's what happened.
Yeah, dude, he was re-injected into the scene from Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Yes.
Where they were in the club.
Yes.
And they played that song.
Yes.
Where Big Bertha and Bob Hoskins were dancing.
There.
He was.
Yes. Game of Thrones brought... is he dead? I think Bob Hoskins is dead, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the corpse of Bob Hoskins was on Game of Thrones this past week. John Leguizamo was not asked to join, and it was really sad.
Well, he's not dead yet. So.
No, he's not dead. So it's just ghosts? It's just ghosts on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, you have to be dead.
So it's weird to be back, because this is our first episode of 2016, but it's also our first episode, I think, since February or like March of last year.
Yeah, it was like February or March last year, which was episode 31.
Episode 31. So this is officially episode 32. We're actually doing this like birthdays right now. We're doing one per year, except in 2012 and 2013 when we did like 30 of them. So...
Yeah, so I know we say this every podcast, but that's going to change.
I think it is. I really do think it is. I think this is something I want to continue doing. It's something I loved doing in the past. It was really kind of hard to do in the apartment now that I am a homeowner.
You are a homeowner.
I am a homeowner. That is hard to say without sounding horrible. Not horrible. I mean, I'm that too, but that's besides the point. No, it's great. I bought a house, so without bragging too much, I now have a place I feel like a little more comfortable podcasting, more or less. Because I mean, when I lived at home with my parents, like it was easy to podcast there. It was easy to podcast at your place. It was. And so I'd like to get back to a semi-normal schedule, and even if it's not weekly, at least
even if it's like bi-weekly,
at least like twice a month would be, which is the point of bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really good to be back. A couple people have asked not a handful, not a smattering of people have asked over the last year if we were going to keep doing this. And the answer was always yes. And the answer was always, yes, but it's
once life stuff gets their shit together.
Life stuff has been hard.
Ian actually has life stuff. I just have depression.
Oh, no, depression is part of my life stuff, too. Don't worry about it.
So...
It's just... And I've been listening to a lot more podcasts recently. I've been getting back into podcasting, and it's just... It reminded me that this was kind of, therapeutic for me for a long time. I talking about myself for an hour and a half... Who am I kidding? 2.5 hours was always, something that really helped. And now that I'm sitting in the middle of my current debt... that it's
all
good.
Of the debt.
It's good debt. I'd rather have this debt.
That right there is the debt ceiling.
It's really nice drop ceiling. I'm not a huge fan of drop ceiling, but it's got really nice inlaid lighting, which I'm totally cool with. Recessed lighting, all about it. I really want a dimmer switch. I think that's the first sign of being an adult. I really want a dimmer switch.
You don't want things anymore. You want switches.
No, I'll tell you what I get excited about, and this is the most adult thing. Lowe's gift cards.
Oh, man.
Trevor, who am I?
I don't know.
Well, I used to shop comics with you. Actually, I'm thinking, okay, so we're going to jump into this early. DC just retconned and Marvel might have also done some retconning.
I think maybe Marvel did something. I kind of don't pay attention to Marvel comics. I pay attention to Marvel movies, but...
Yeah, and now I used to focus a little more on the comics and the cinematic universe, but recently, the cinematic universe, well, I'm sure we'll touch on Civil War within the next hour or so, but... when we first kind of got into the swing of this, particularly at the beginning of 2013, although we had been doing it for a while in 2012, by the beginning of 2013, Trevor and I were shopping pretty much weekly over at the comic shop. And at that time, DC had just recently launched the New 52. Mm-hmm. So for them, only probably not even 2-3 years later to retcon the whole series again. I'm excited for them, but, because something's got to make up for their shitty cinematic universe. But but honestly, the New 52 series was always really good. They had great.
I liked a lot of that stuff, even the stuff that people didn't read a lot. Like I liked Firestorm a lot and stuff like that.
T7 was good. Yeah. I liked their Suicide Squad was really good.
Yeah,
I was a huge fan. Yeah. I was a massive fan of Dial M or Dial H. Dial H. It's sitting down here. I actually have a couple copies of it, and that's why I'm forgetting about it.
I think you were the one that told me that was good. I never did read that.
It was surreal. I really dug it, and I'm mad that I think I called it Dial M, but I'm thinking about Dial M for Murder. Yeah. Dial H. Good. It's really good. I don't remember a whole ton about it, but I remember at the time I was super into that. And then Marvel books, I picked up Nova on a whim and ended up really loving the first issue of Nova, and I couldn't follow it. The only Marvel book I still actually keep up with is Hawkeye.
Yeah, that Hawkeye run was really good.
Because Matt Fraction did a hell of a job on that, and I'm actually not even sure if that's still running right now.
I don't think it is. I think it ended.
I'd love to collect the whole...
I know Matt Fraction also did FF. Not the regular Fantastic Four, but FF, and it was pretty good. I really liked it. But yeah, it's been a while since I've really bought new comics. Actually, that brings me to one thing I wanted to talk about. Comixology. It's not for Marvel or DC, but they just basically now have a streaming service for comics.
Okay, they were talking about that a couple years back. They were talking about
it's $6 a month. For all the other comic, like Image and those sorts of Dark things. Horse. So like Walking Dead's on there, not the full run, but like the first couple books, I would say.
It's nice to catch up with. It's pretty good to have. I use Comixology a lot when I was collecting, more or less, just because to keep up with what was coming out. I also followed the DC app. DC had a really good app. Marvel had an awesome app with their entire back catalog.
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited is still a great buy. I think it's like $10 a month, but you get so much back.
I used the free part of it where it just told me what was coming out and a couple like snippets of the issues. But I caught up with a lot of it at the time. I think I was buying probably $60 worth of comics. Speaking of DC. I don't know if you saw it, but DC is now lowering the price of their book.
I did see that.
$2.99, right? Yeah. I might have to get back into it because $2.99 is a steal for comics when I was paying $4.99 for some titles.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, and that's kind of what ended up to the point where I was like, I can't keep doing this.
It was absolutely worth it in the long run, though, because DC had really good books. At the time. Just Scott Snyder's Bat books alone were worth the price of admission. Yeah. And then I think I fell off right after Death of the Family. I collected every issue of that, and I was really into it. I still have all, I think, 4 or 5 issues of the Scott Snyder Bat books, but I also have, the incorporated books, the Nightwing book, the Catwoman book, and it's really cool that I have that whole. I think I even have Red Hood and the Outlaws. Like,
I liked Red Hood actually.
I never read a whole lot of Red Hood. I bought that just so I could have the full set. Yeah. But that's the world of comics right now. So if we want to jump directly into Civil War.
So let's talk about Guns N' Roses Civil War.
Yes.
Great song.
Not as good as November Rain.
No, but it's still a classic.
I'll actually fight for GNR. I love me some Guns N' Roses.
But yeah, Civil War. Captain America.
Good old Cap. To know probably my favorite Marvel movie so far, besides Civil War now, was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I think they took the Russo brothers, and they didn't write it. You just directed. They took what was, this period piece first film and really gave a character who's not my favorite. I like Steve Rogers, don't get me wrong, but he's definitely not the most interesting one. You compare him to other Marvel characters. To take that character and put him in basically an espionage thriller was awesome. I think Winter Soldier actually knew how to utilize Black Widow well. I think it's the best on-screen representation of Black Widow up until this movie. I thought she did really well in Civil War. Especially there's that really, I won't spoil too much, but there's, during the airport fight scene, there's a great line where she's fighting Clint, Hawkeye, and he asks her if they're still friends, and you're like, this is ridiculous. And these people really don't have a lot of stakes in this, as much as Tony and Steve do, but...
And it almost in a way it was kind of breaking the fourth wall too.
It was.
This fight is ridiculous, guys.
As much as Spider-Man or Ant-Man broke the fourth wall in that, and not like Deadpool breaking the fourth wall. No. Which, holy shit, we have not podcasted since Deadpool came out.
That movie was fucking
I think
fantastic.
I saw it 3 times in the span of a week and a half with 3 different groups of people just so I could expose more people to that movie. I knew I was going to like it, but not to the extent that I actually liked it.
Yeah, it was really good. I need to watch it again. I only saw it once in theater.
It also introduced me to Gina Carano, and I am smitten with that woman. She could rip me in half, and I'm totally okay with it. She could punch me in the face, and I'd be pretty cool with it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that, too.
She did the superhero landing.
Yeah.
She's just a very attractive woman.
Yes, she is.
The dude from Game of Thrones was really good.
Yeah,
was Ajax.
Dude. Yeah,
who played on Game of Thrones. I acted like
I remember.
Like I said, I really don't watch Game of Thrones all that much, but I know that Hold the Door's been bumming all of my friends out recently, so...
Yeah, so, sad faces and teary-eyes. But Civil War, I thought the way they introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther was awesome.
Chadwick Boseman. Holy shit, Chadwick Boseman.
I was just...
BoJack Horseman.
I was very surprised by how they took 2 characters in a movie that really isn't about them, but they were able to insert them and introduce them fully.
25 minutes of Peter Parker, and I was way more interested than both Andrew Garfield movies.
Yeah, and I
like the first
I was going to say, I actually didn't mind the second one either.
Second one's good, solely for, spoiler alert, 1, 2, 3, 4. The death of Gwen Stacy, which if you're a comic fan, you already know that's ingrained. There's a handful of people you cannot bring back in the Marvel Universe, Uncle Ben being one of them. And the death of Gwen Stacy is so important and integral to the Spider story. But I thought there's that great scene where she is falling through the tower that's like direct splash panel from the actual comic. And that's cool. They translated it well. I could have done without Ghost of Dennis Leary, not Willem Dafoe. But it wasn't bad. The best parts of that movie aren't the Spider-Man scenes. They're the scenes with him and Emma Stone together, because the romance story worked because they were together at the time. You believed them to be a couple because, well, they were. I thought the first one was really good. Who played the villain?
Jamie Foxx.
That's the second one.
In the first one.
Yeah, he was Lizard.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think. How
do you say his last name? I don't know how to say it.
Risa Fons.
Because around the same time, he was in 5-Year Engagement, and they're significantly different movies.
Very different movies, yeah.
He's also in one of my favorite movies, and that's Pirate Radio.
I have not seen that, actually.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
That's one of the ones that I missed.
Yeah, one of my favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman movies. God rest Philip Seymour Hoffman. I miss that dude more than certain dead relatives. Yep. So, sorry, it wouldn't be us if we didn't sidetrack.
Yeah.
Civil War, I thought that there's so many characters jamming into this movie, and everyone gets adequate screen time. And this isn't anything that any review isn't going to already tell you. They did a really good job with this. I think everyone got adequate screen time. No one feels underutilized. Even though Iron Man isn't even really in the suit until probably the last, from the airport scene onward, you buy it more than, say, the gripe that was with Iron Man 3, which I actually love Iron Man 3 because I'm a big Shane,
I liked it too.
I'm a Shane Black fanboy, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang being one of my all-time favorite movies. I was just actually talking about that the other day. He's out of the suit the majority of that film. And he was doing the road show with the kid in 3, and I actually didn't mind it. In fact, I thought the weakest part of 3 was it's got a weak villain because I don't give a shit what Guy Pearce does.
Yeah.
However, it did introduce me to this weird fetish I have of Gwyneth Paltrow in an Iron Man suit. Didn't know I had that. Did not know. There's not even a name for that.
Well, now you do.
Yeah, right? Like, her and I straight up boner town. So, Civil War, I mean, I thought they knew what to do with Scarlet Witch. I would have loved to have seen them have Quicksilver in it, but obviously after Ultron, they couldn't. I even though it is really creepy seeing her and Aaron Tyler Johnson when in Godzilla they played lovers, and then a few months later they played brother and sister, and
Well, I mean,
grant you, talking about Game of Thrones, I'll watch the shit out of it. I don't care if they're related or not. Aaron Tyler Johnson in it and Elizabeth Olsen just going at it. Hey, you wanted this back, people.
I think they're regretting it now.
Probably.
They're absolutely, but no, Civil War was very good.
Yeah, I saw it twice. I picked up stuff the second time I didn't really pick up on. Particularly one of my favorite parts, which was the fact that because the Russo brothers who directed it also did a bunch of Arrested Development, and more importantly, they directed a lot of Community. The Bluth stair car is in the airport scene.
I didn't even know.
The Bluth stair car is in the airport fight scene. I didn't know. I didn't catch it until one of the Kevin Smith podcasts talked about being there. And the second time I watched it, I was like, "Holy shit! It's back there." The only way I would have been happier is if when they were like fighting in the beginning in oh god, it's not Wakanda, but wherever they are in the beginning, there was a banana stand in there. That's the only way I'd be even more excited. That was
except the banana stand would have to blow up and money would pop out of it.
There's always money in the banana stand.
Always.
I loved it. I think, as far as big superhero smash 'em up flicks, it was fun as shit to watch. Paul Bettany's really good as Vision. Everyone plays their part really well. I think a lot of it translates well from comic. Even the book of Civil War, as much as I love it, I thought this was like little touches, like Sharon Carter's niece giving Peggy Carter's niece Sharon giving the speech that Cap gives in the original book, as kind of a jumping off point. The relationship with Bucky and Falcon. That's my favorite. Like that I want to see like the buddy,
really great moments there.
I want to see the buddy roadshow of those two together.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That movie should have just been called. It should have been called Black Widow Double Crosses People. That's her MO. She just double crosses people.
God damn it, Black Widow! What are you doing?
Yeah, right. Scarlett Johansson. I see you. I see what you're doing. So
I always see what she's doing.
Tonight, man, I really want to go see Apocalypse tonight.
Sorry,
I don't mean to date this podcast, but X-Men Apocalypse is coming out.
When you said Falcon, Anthony Mackie was recently on the Nerdist podcast, and it was like one of the best Nerdist podcasts. It was
one of the ones that reminded me how much I liked it. The only way I would have liked that episode more is if Jonah was actually on it. But Anthony Mackie calling Matt a racist is one of my favorite moments. He is so just hysterical. I didn't expect how funny that dude was going to be, and he just killed that whole episode was amazing.
It was, the whole time it's pretty much just a laugh riot. In all honesty, like, I didn't expect it to be as funny, and honestly, I was sitting there at work, like, listening to it, and like I was trying not to like just bust out laughing. Tell you,
the podcast I've been listening to, and I love every week when new episodes come out. Like, I absorb that podcast is Fat Man on Batman, and I used to love it when it was just Kevin, but Mark Bernardin adds something to that show that I love those two together.
I haven't listened to it in a long time.
Oh man,
I need to get back into it.
Consistently good. He just had Joe Quesada on there, who basically made Daredevil what it is. Mm-hmm. So. That's a good episode. They talk a lot about the Marvel, the TV shows, and what he has planned for Jessica Jones and the Defenders, and Luke Cage comes out later this year. Maybe even this summer Luke Cage comes out, if not by the end of the year. Maybe it's November.
It's November.
Around the same time that Jessica Jones debuted last year, which was, I think my fiance and I blasted through that in a day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have not seen both seasons of Daredevil yet. I watched Jessica Jones.
Really? You haven't seen season 2 of Daredevil yet?
I haven't finished season 1 of Daredevil.
Oh, Jesus, man.
I know. I heard it's amazing. I know John Barenthal is supposed to be fantastic.
He's real good.
I'm so into it. I'm really excited for Luke Cage. I'm excited for Iron Fist, although I don't know a whole lot about that character.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, honestly, Defender-wise, I don't know a ton about the Defenders.
Yeah, I don't either, which kind of makes me want to watch it more, like going in with fresh eyes and not knowing, you know?
Until they did the Marvel retcon books, I didn't know a shit ton about Guardians of the Galaxy either. You know, and I walked away from that movie feeling like I just watched one of the best summer films since I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much akin to Star Wars.
That's it. I mean, it was very set up similarly, and it also introduced me to the fetish of a bald Karen Gillan. Who knew? But I thought it was really good. I mean, I'm not fucking breaking any barriers by saying Guardians of the Galaxy was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
But it set a tone. It reminded me of a really good 80s, summer flick akin to, like, Goonies or something like that. Although, actually, full disclosure, I've never seen Goonies, and I actually haven't seen it either. I think I've missed the boat on it. No pun intended. I've missed the boat on Goonies. Sarah's been trying to get me to watch it, and I've missed the boat on Goonies.
Maybe since neither of us have seen the Goonies, we should maybe just watch it.
If I hate it, Sarah's going to actually set me on fire,
and then we can film it and put it up on SpiderDuck.
That will aggregate viewers.
Yes, that's how you get. That's how you get the people with fire.
I just, there's like a slew of movies I haven't seen. Like, okay, so I texted you a while back. I wanted to start a separate podcast called Why Did I Wait? Which is like, I wait like years to watch really, really critically acclaimed movies or listen to albums or read books. Any media, I'll wait ages to consume it and then get mad at myself. Case in point, back in January, I watched The Town for the first time.
Oh, man.
And it was fucking mind-blowing. Speaking of Jeremy Renner, he destroys it in that movie. I mean, Affleck's good. Blake Lively?
Yeah.
Sarah's watching Gossip Girl right now again. And weirdly enough, okay, so last time we spoke, no, that was last summer, so I didn't get started. Sarah started watching Pretty Little Liars, and I got super involved in it. It's mystery-wise, good show. Honestly, I really like it. More importantly, soundtrack's really good. Like, they have a good music person. However, she's been watching Gossip Girl, and I really thought I could get into it, but I fucking can't. But I will tell you what I've gotten into recently. And Trevor makes jokes about it. But How to Get Away with Murder.
Which should be the name of a show about a crow thief.
Wow. Okay. So, shout out to How to Get Away with Murder, because holy shit, that show's good. Convoluted, yes. Do they get out of jams in very TV show-esque ways? Yes. But is it an awesome mystery show with pretty decent actors on it? Fuck yeah. I just started season 2. Femke Jensen's on season 2, guys. Femke Jensen.
Now, would How to Get Away with Murder, because I have watched like half of the first season, so would it be better with a laugh track?
I'm taking a pregnant pause. Yes. Yes. Like Viola Davis yells at someone and then there's just a laugh track in the background.
I almost want to take like clips of it and add them in and just throw them out there into the world.
The most serious of clips.
Yes. Oh, like when she's yelling at her husband.
Oh, like Jesus. So like that whole arc in the first season, like from the first episode, it's enough to get you involved. Like it starts kind of weird. You're like, where's this going? But every episode does that thing that ABC shows are really good about, which is the last 5 minutes or last minute and a half.
Yeah, it's like oh, motherfucker.
Revenge used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
When I was like super into Revenge, they used to do that shit constantly, and it would make me angry because I was like, I gotta watch it because like you want to sleep and be able to live your life the next day, and then next thing you know, you've watched an entire season, and then you get really sad when you catch up to a show because watching week to week sucks because we live in the Netflix age where you shouldn't have to fucking wait week to week like poor people.
Yeah, so
you're gonna let that one go, aren't you?
I am gonna let that one go. That's kind of how I feel, like, because I just at least last month watched all of Orange Is the New Black.
For the first time? Oh, man, so you had like 3 seasons to blast through.
Yeah, so
it's good, right?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. But yeah, now that it's over, it's like, granted, I don't have that long to wait. It's literally a couple weeks from now.
I really, I love that season 2 was, or not season 2, but season 3 was basically like Piper is a side character.
Yeah.
And it's about everybody else. And that's the thing. I think that's what the show is setting out to be. Like that first season, you know, it's something akin to, they're not similar shows at all, but Lost. There's like person-centric episodes. And I love that season 2 you got to know a little bit more about these characters, and then season 3 really hit you with some of these characters that you didn't even know you wanted backstories on, and it just really, really like lands home. I truly think that it's one of the best shows. It's smartly written, it's well done, the acting is good. There's not really a lot of people on there I don't particularly like. And speaking of, the dude that is the guard who knocked up Diet in season 1 is on How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, he is.
And there was another connection. Oh, what was the other Orange is the New Black? Oh, the not Caputo, but Figuerello, who was the warden.
Yeah, she's the DA.
She's a DA on there. I was like, this show is like a refugee camp for all the people who were once on Orange is the New Black.
It's like, hey, or it's like the opposite. It's like, oh, well, you guys aren't filming How to Get Away with Murder now, so
Once Upon a Time is the Lost refugee camp, but it makes more sense because Kitsis and I forget the two of the guys who do Once Upon a Time
did Lost,
and they did like all like the Hurley centric enjoyable episodes. You know who else worked on Lost? Fun fact: Batman the Animated Series, Paul Dini.
Oh, really? I didn't know
He either wrote or directed a couple episodes of Lost. But yeah, Paul Dini worked on Lost. Wow. And I'm going to check that because I feel like that's a fact that I came across years ago. But yeah, I'm almost positive. I'm actually going to look that up because I said that with too much confidence. There's just a lot of good shit going on right now.
So, do you watch The Flash?
Sadly, I do not, but Ralph's been trying to get me to watch it like crazy.
Because Ralph is right in this instant.
And I'm really excited that that CW picked up Supergirl too.
Yeah, me too.
Because that crossover episode I did watch.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool to have. Now, I've also heard Legends of Tomorrow is pretty good.
It is pretty good, yeah. There was like a little bit of a lull like early on, but then it got real good. So I think once they... Because there's so many characters that, like, at first it's just like, here, have all these characters, and it's like, they didn't give them enough room to really, like, grow a bit, but then once they figured it out, so to speak, it got really good, and I'm looking forward to more Legends of Tomorrow, so...
Did Arrow pick back up? Because it went one of the more interesting ones to...
the problem with Arrow is that it kind of almost went away from the comic booky stuff and went more towards the drama stuff, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's not great either. I would say at this point it's okay. Like, I haven't stopped watching it, and I still pretty much enjoy it, but it's not as good as it once was.
Homeboy is going to be Casey Jones in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, real talk. I hate Michael Bay as much as the next person, but I don't think this one looks...
I don't think he's direct. He just produced it. So
I don't think this looks bad.
No, I don't think it does either. It looks a little more
akin to the series.
And I mean, Sheamus is Rocksteady. So
is he?
Yeah.
How did I not fucking know that? WWE Sheamus is Rocksteady.
Yes.
Are you shitting me right now? I thought the trailers looked really good.
Yeah.
And if you have not, please, it's definitely safe for work. Not so much language-wise, but it's safe for work. Look up the trailer for the newly made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles porn parody. It's the funniest fucking thing I've seen. It's all puns. It's all puns. If you think Donatello is hysterical, please God, and the fact that they got porn star April O'Neil.
I was just about to say, yeah. April O'Neil is April O'Neil.
I believe it's 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
They're coming out of they even say they're coming out of our shells at one point in time.
God damn it.
Okay, I was meant to write for porn parodies.
Yes.
I really think I was.
I think you're not reaching potential by not.
My porn potential.
So... No.
Oh man,
don't get that one.
Like I'll repeat what I said a little bit ago. There's really good shit coming out right now, and it's almost like too much is happening. Like you have to really work at what you consume at this point.
Yeah, I DVR a lot of shit.
That we got rid of cable a while back, but it's because we got better cable because we got an Apple TV and we have Hulu and Netflix and. Netflix is doing some... that's what I want to touch on real quick. That's what I was thinking. Netflix went to South by Southwest and picked up some awesome stuff. There's a horror movie called Hush out right now that they picked up off of Netflix. And did you see 10 Cloverfield Lane?
I did not.
It was amazing. But the reason I ask is John Gallagher Jr., who's in that, is in this movie Hush, and it is, I mean, beyond one of my. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's a cabin in the woods flick meets a home invasion flick. Mm-hmm. It's The Strangers meets Purge, but without all the gore. In fact, there's very little gore. It actually plays more off dread than it does anything, and that's, as much as I love a good jump scare, I'm way more into the dread of it all, the Carl Urban of it all. But I honestly, I was very, very happy with Hush. But I'm not really happy. Netflix took a lot of the quote-unquote good horror movies off right now. I don't know if they're...
Well, I think a lot of it is Netflix is going towards a lot more original programming.
Which, hey, they're knocking it out of the park. So, do you watch Bloodlines?
I watched the first couple episodes and never finished it, but I need to now.
I heard it's good.
Season 2... It was good from what I watched. I just never... I guess I never got addicted enough to keep going, but... Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I need to actually watch it now that season 2 just came out literally today. We're recording this on May 27th, so...
Season 2 came out today?
Yeah, literally today.
Well, I made the mistake. Now, not a mistake of... I started rewatching. I watched almost the entire first season of How to Get Away with Murder, and then Sarah wanted to watch it, so I restarted it and rewatched it with her, and now I have to wait till she has time so that we can watch it together. So I might actually start Bloodlines and get into it. Although, I started... Now that I'm into How to Get Away with Murder, I might restart Damages.
I never did watch Damages.
Rose Byrne. Glenn Close just killing it. Ted Danson, if that sweetens the pot at all.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with Ted Danson. It's just
there's nothing. He's America's treasure.
I can take him or leave him. I don't need Ted Danson in my life.
Or Ted Tap Danson. Sorry. Yeah. I take it back. No, it's been a really good, just so far this year, there's been a lot of really solid albums. I'll probably recommend a couple later because you all know that it's coming. And movie-wise, I think Civil War really kicked off summer movie season. Like I said, Apocalypse comes out today. I've heard some not so stellar things about it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things. I've heard it's okay. It's definitely better than... the train wreck that is Batman versus Superman.
Okay, listen. Let's talk Batman versus Superman for a second. Dawn of Justice, Dawn v. Brown versus Board of Education, and I knew it was probably gonna be a semblance of a train wreck. Although I will say that first teaser trailer of it raining and he turns on the signal and Superman's hovering above him, that is straight up from Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
and that had me geeked from the beginning.
Let's just start with the positives. Ben Affleck. He's a great Bruce Wayne, a great Batman.
He's a great Bruce Wayne. And I liked Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I liked his kind of well-worn, former military Alfred kind of...
And I think Gal Gadot plays a good Wonder Woman.
So I think we're just going to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the cardboard cutout of a human being that is Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
And they've done everything in their power to make Amy Adams not interesting. And they've done everything in their power. Why was Lawrence Fishburne this weird quip machine? I know he's supposed to work in a newspaper, but it's not like this is 1950s black and white film. Everything he said was some weird quip.
Right. Shouldn't the quip guy be Jimmy Olsen?
And he's barely in it.
Yeah.
They briefly introduce him, didn't they?
Didn't they kill him in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did. I'll tell you who actually turns in one of the best performances is fucking Scoot McNairy, and the dude is only in it for not even 15 minutes. Okay, I don't need my Batman movie, my Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman vehicle to focus way too much fucking attention on Holly Hunter's weird face. And I don't need to know if she's drinking Grandma's Country Time urine or whatever it was.
Yeah,
I get the point of that reference.
I didn't even necessarily mind Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal. I liked that because it's very It's very modern. It's a modern take on Lex Luthor, which I like.
Because he's doing Richard Branson.
Right.
He's doing Richard Branson if Richard Branson was the Riddler.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. It's just the writing just wasn't
It's
good.
Something that because he constantly acted as if he was a robot malfunctioning. He would take these weird grand pauses and they wouldn't explain why he was having these moments. And someone brought this up the other day, why? Okay, so when Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent are at the party in the first fucking hour and a half of the movie, he says, or Jesse Eisenberg walks up and says, Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, it's weird, or it's good to finally have you two in the same room, but why would it matter? Bruce Wayne, who's this philanthropist billionaire, why the fuck did he need to be in a room with some quote-unquote mild-mannered, arguably super well-looking, not even arguably, a very handsome reporter who was no one, who was just covering
Hey, get in this room with our jabroni reporter. We've been meaning to hook you guys up for a long time. Like, what?
You saw some of that early thousands Affleck charm when he was faking being drunk looking for the bathroom. Yeah. I was like, that is Mallrats Affleck. That is Mallrats Affleck. That is chasing Amy Affleck.
Like I said, I think Affleck did a good job. I think just overall the story and the overall writing and vision for it just didn't work out, and they tried to do too much shit in this movie.
It's Spider-Man 3 to really hard.
Exactly.
In fact, I will actually defend Spider-Man 3. Compared, and hey, Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2, because you can't shoehorn 18 villains into a picture.
Yeah.
It never works out. The only film that shoehorned successfully multiple villains into a hero picture was Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then it suffered when they tried to do a similar thing in Dark Knight Returns. They didn't have a ton of villains, but Catwoman was kind of a villain.
Yeah.
You shoehorn... Bane was your main villain, but then you shoehorn Marianne Cotillard. Grant you, did I want to see Talia al Ghul on screen? Of course I wanted to see Talia al Ghul on screen. Did I want to see a fucking Lazarus Pit? I would have loved to have seen a fucking Lazarus Pit, too. But they didn't give us the Lazarus Pit, and fuck them for it. I still defend Dark Knight Rises, but I don't think
it was bad, but it wasn't as good as
I don't nearly find myself returning to it as much as I return to even Batman Begins, but especially The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Batman Begins, I rewatched it right after Rises came out, and I was like, I haven't watched this in almost, at that point in time, it had been almost a decade since I'd seen it. It's beautiful. The cinematography looks amazing in that picture. Yeah. And honestly, it's a really good movie. I'm not breaking any barriers saying Chris Nolan makes good movies, but...
Right.
And his Batman trilogy is great. It's akin to... And this is, I guess, if I gotta be... Okay, I won't compare it to The Godfather, but let's compare it to Star Wars. Yes, Batman Begins is A New Hope, and it... sets the stage and you need it. But man, Dark Knight ends on almost a down note with... him kind of leaving it, and it's totally your Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, and really, in a way, it pretty much parallels the original Star Wars trilogy.
Because Rise is pretty much Return of the Jedi, and as much as I don't hate Return of the Jedi.
No, but Empire's the better movie. It's
hands down a better movie, unless you're Taylor, because Taylor swears to God that Jedi is a better movie than Empire.
Well, that's because your brother's crazy and weird.
He likes fucking Ewoks.
Yeah, and he loves Ewoks.
So,
yeah, and I know you have all that Ewok porn on your computer, Taylor. I know.
So, in short, there's some things that I thought worked with... I'll tell you really what the Batman v Superman succeeded in, for me, at least, was getting me hyped for the standalone films.
Yeah, it definitely makes me more excited for Wonder Woman and for Batman.
Whereas, take my money now for Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because that just a minute alone... Actually, the one I was really excited about was seeing Cyborg. I didn't think I was going to get to see Cyborg. Yeah. That freaked me out a little bit. Flash, I wish they would have gone with... I don't watch the show, but...
Grant Gustin does a really good Flash.
I love Ezra Miller, but I don't truly understand.
I think it's because they're trying to go with a way darker direction for the cinematic stuff, and...
But you don't need to. That's the thing. You don't...
But, the Flash isn't really a dark
works for Nolan... Yeah. Because Nolan deals with the dark.
And Zack Snyder's just basically trying to be Nolan and fucking failing at it.
And this is a guy who really I defend Snyder's early career because I think with source material, I know it's damning because he gets shit for Dawn of the Dead. I like Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I like it too, actually.
I fucking love Watchmen. I love Watchmen.
I agree with you there too.
I think his ending to Watchmen is better than the book ending.
Yeah.
Which is apparently a travesty. I get really upset because the dude is capable of really good flicks, but he works really a lot better with source material. Yeah. Whereas, then again, I can't even say that much because you have source material for Batman vs. Superman.
You do.
And you don't utilize it. Well, okay, the way that what I wanted to see happen was it was Superman 2, so you can't, but it ended up being way more of a Batman flick than anything.
Yeah.
His Batman was pretty much Dark Knight Returns Batman. And they had that scene where, he's in the rain and he's got the armor on, and you're like, fuck, that's what they're doing, the teaser. The only way that I would have been really excited is if someone got shot, if Superman got hit with a fucking kryptonite arrow and they pan and a one-armed Oliver Queen is just upside fucking down, hanging from a fire escape, shooting arrows, and there's a girl fucking Robin and Carrie Kelly's there. That's the only way I would have been that excited about it.
Yeah.
But you didn't need Doomsday.
No. Oh, God, no.
And we haven't even touched upon the world's dumbest twist of all time. Your mom's name is Martha.
Yeah.
My mom's name is Martha.
God. That's my mom's name.
There was a point in there was a point in Civil War where I'm sitting next to Ralph and they are trying to get all the Bucky to clear his head, and he's like, he goes, Cap says, do you remember me? He goes, your mom's name is Sarah. And I looked over to Ralph and I was like, his mom's name is Sarah too. I know. Okay, maybe, and it can't just be me. I was nursing one hell of a hangover the day I went and saw it. Like, honestly, probably in my top 3 worst hangovers of all time. And I saw a midday showing of Batman v Superman v Brown vs. Board of Education, and I was almost fucking falling asleep the whole time.
No, dude, it wasn't you, because I went and saw it by myself and I was almost falling asleep. Like
there were dream sequences inside of dream sequences.
Yeah, yeah, I literally almost in the middle fell asleep myself. Like, not even kidding.
If in the middle of the dream about his parents dying, which we didn't need to see for 30
Yeah,
times,
it's like we get
hands over, there's just like a dude in a bear costume beating. He's like, he just wakes up all of a sudden. There was just dreams within dreams.
It's like we get it. You want to have Lauren Cohan in your movie to die.
Ever. I will say, I was very excited by, and honestly, I knew what type of movie I was in for because I've seen Sucker Punch. When they're doing the origin dream of Bruce Wayne, they're wrapping up really quickly in the beginning, and it's not all bad. Don't get me wrong. There are parts of that movie I really did enjoy. One of them truly being Jesse Eisenberg, where he falls through the spoiler alert, but he falls through the thing. We've all seen the fucking origin story. He falls through the thing, and he gets there's a shot where he's lifted up by the bats. And yes, it is weird and dream sequency, but it also is directly like comic book page. Like, I'll say this: there's one thing I think Zack Snyder does well, and that's translate comic pages into.
He does a good job visually. It's just it doesn't always connect.
Yeah. So they put Jeff Johns in charge of the DC.
Yeah, I was about to mention that actually, which is fucking great.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's a dude you want heading up your department.
If anybody's going to steer the ship right,
he's going to be their.
It would be Jeff Johns.
He's their Kevin Feige. Like, that's the thing. What Kevin Feige has done for Marvel over the course of the last. I mean, grant you, I think a huge chunk of what Marvel. If they did not pick Robert Downey Jr. for that first Iron Man, if they didn't pick Jon Favreau for that first Iron Man pick, the Marvel Universe wouldn't be what it is now. I think you needed that first flick to really boost it. And I'll tell you this, I think now is the prime time. Well, I don't want to wait till Phase 4 to introduce some more, like, come on, man, bring Blade on. Bring Blade back, man.
I think Blade might be better as an actual show on Netflix.
Blade would be a great show.
Yeah.
Who would you want to see as Blade now, though? Because you can't. I mean, you could do it aged Wesley Snipes. He's got a lot of problems right now.
Wesley Snipes. Sorry, but Wesley Snipes, like, with the way his life is right now, like, fuck doing that.
Okay. Follow me here. after American Crime Story, Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr., come on. No, I'm trying to think of who I would want to see as Blade now.
I'm trying to think somebody younger. I mean, if he wasn't Falcon already, I'd go with Anthony Mackie. But
that'd be interesting.
But he's Blade.
I know he's everyone's go-to elder statesman black guy.
I know you're gonna say Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba in the Marvel universe, man.
He's already in the Marvel universe. He's in Thor.
God damn it, he is in Thor. Yeah, that's how much I give a shit about those movies. Although actually,
I like those movies. Actually,
I like the first one.
I didn't think the second one was as bad as everybody else did.
I absolutely do not. I am always sad when Chris O'Dowd doesn't get to be the love interest, but I love seeing Chris O'Dowd. He's part of the Marvel universe. Shit, we haven't even talked about Doctor Strange yet. That trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Someone's been saying Winter Soldier needs to get all that because he spoiler alert for the end of what happens. Sorry, not even spoiler alert. What happens at the end in the post-credit scene, and he says he needs to get that cleared out of his head. Doctor Strange. Doctor fucking Strange. That is right up his alley. I just like...
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that it does a good job of tying everything together. Like, that's because they plan it in advance on how they're going to do it. Like, they have, like... probably a 5-year plan in place at this point. Like,
dude they're already planning phase 4.
Yeah.
Dude who plays Omar from The Wire as Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name, but I know
Is it Kevin something? I gotta look it up. That dude would be fucking dope as Blade.
Yeah, he would be, actually. I can agree with that.
I am really excited to hear that Black Panther picked up Michael B. Jordan. So he's going to be in a good Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't blame anyone involved in that movie for Fantastic Four.
No, it was just the direction they went, and it was just...
Because we know that...
It was very fugazi.
Because we know that someone involved in that movie, possibly the director, is very fucking capable of turning in a good hero flick.
Yeah, Chronicle's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Chronicle holds up and is still fucking fantastic.
It's really good.
Honestly, probably one of my favorite superhero movies. Okay, my favorite non-Marvel, non-DC superhero movie. Next to Mystery Men, which I think is an underrated fucking gem of a movie.
Yeah, I love that movie, actually.
God, that movie's good. That is really good. I haven't watched that in a while.
It's been a while for me, too. I have it on DVD somewhere.
I'm trying to think of who else I would choose as like I know that once again, like the everyone's go-to elder statesman black actor is Idris Elba, and everyone's favorite young black actor to go to is Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan's fucking great.
Hey, listen, nothing disparaging to him, although I am really happy to see Chadwick Boseman getting praise for how fucking good he was. I mean, that line when Hawkeye's like, I don't think we've met before, I'm Clinton, he's like, I don't care. And I was like, fuck yes!
Yeah.
I was so excited by that. I was like, that's what I want to fucking see.
Yeah, Black Panther was fucking awesome in that. It actually got me excited to see a Black Panther movie.
I was already pretty geeked about it, but like...
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect, but they did a good job of introducing the character in Civil War. A better job than I thought they would. Like, I thought...
Michael K. Williams is the dude. Okay. He was also on Community for a season.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to think who else I would pick for Blade, but like no one is coming. Will Smith. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, that brings us to
Suicide Squad.
It
looks really good.
That second trailer with Bohemian Rhapsody was enough to get me excited about it.
It looks awesome, but the only reason I have any trepidation now is because of Batman vs. Superman.
I don't. And everyone said that the reason they went back and did reshoots was because to add more jokes to it, and that's not the case. I honestly, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be awesome to see Will. I think it's something I'm going to really. It'll be the first thing I think I'm going to enjoy Will Smith in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've really liked Will Smith, like more because he used to put out good stuff, but it's
back
like
that Independence Day.
Yeah,
but more importantly, I'm excited to see Margot Robbie. I really like Margot Robbie. In fact, speaking of her and Will Smith, Focus. It's convoluted, yes, not a bad movie. I watched it on a whim. I actually kind of liked it. I kind of liked it as far as like con men flicks go. It's really good. It's weird. I don't think it's great, but then again, I have a weird bearing for movies because there's a lot of movies that are critically disliked that I really like. Case in point, I'm really excited to see the second Now You See Me. I liked the first one. I'll tell you this though, I'm really bummed out that Isla Fisher is not in the second one, but they replaced her with Lizzie Kaplan, so you can't.
That's a tough. It's like Sophie's Choice right there.
I don't think it's so much Sophie's Choice, but okay. Live your dream.
How it goes.
So I have like real talk, like life real talk. On my right leg alone, I have 16 mosquito bites. I've been doing a lot of lawn work recently. I'm an adult now.
That's why I don't go outside.
They're all fucking over. Not to mention, let's touch on the fact that it is now, for the first time in 17 years, cicada season.
I hear there's some good recipes out there for cicadas.
You are a disgusting human being.
Hey, I mean, if you're looking to bulk and get your swole on, it's a good source of protein.
Call up your wrestler friends and be like, "Hey guys, you want to get swole?"
Yeah, guys, you guys need to bulk up.
Hey,
I will point out Peyton Graham especially. I know he's all about the bulk.
Speaking of two things. Speaking of wrestling, I was at the bar that my fiance works at, and Ring of Honor was on, and I think they were in Japan actually. Dalton Castle. I mean, dude, 5 minutes of watching him, I'm like, this is exactly what the WWE needs right now. I need him. That dude is destined for amazing things. A, B. Our mutual friend Nick is obsessed with him.
Yeah,
he's fucking awesome.
Literally, right when we're done with this podcast, I'm going to show you a couple matches. One is a Japanese wrestling match that just took place. It's New Japan Wrestling, and it's their best of Super Juniors. It's Ricochet versus Will Ospreay.
Okay.
And he's British.
Nice.
But it's really fucking cool. So I'm going to show you that.
To a podcast recommendation from some local dudes who are wrestlers, and that's Are You Scared of These Stories?
Oh, yeah.
Because Robbie Owens, right?
Yeah, he's in Black Diamond Wrestling, he's Edric Everhart.
I'm not sure who the co-hosts are. And I feel bad because I've listened to every episode they've done so far.
Their podcast is fantastic.
They are. It's so great to see like these dudes who are local talent, West Virginia local, but local enough to be. I mean, honestly, some of the funniest like half an hours of podcasting, to the point where there's moments where I was trying to listen to it at work and I had to turn it off because I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. What's funny though is I was riding with Robbie to wrestling shows up in Pittsburgh, and he just threw them on, and I was like, "This is fucking great." And then I told you and your brother about it.
Oh, it's all Ralph is obsessed with that. Honestly,
literally, Ralph sent me a message like 2 weeks ago, like, "Hey man, are they still doing these?" I was like, "Yeah, they're coming." They're just
thing the other day. And honestly, it's one of those ones I get so excited for. There's a couple.
It takes them a while. That's why they kind of have to do it
because
season
because of the production value.
Yeah,
you know, and these dudes aren't. This is not amateur hour. These dudes fucking crushed it.
I mean, they went to school for that stuff, and for broadcasting and stuff, so they know what they're doing.
I was just so caught off guard, and when Ralph told me this, I was like, okay, I'll check this out. And I was like, no, sorry, Ralph didn't. You posted about it, and I was like, I'll check this out, because I was, at the time, I'm currently listening to No Sleep, which is a horror story podcast, and it's well acted, well produced. I'll play you some of it. It's fucking awesome. And that is one of my favorite podcasts right now, is No Sleep. And if you're Redditors and follow the No Sleep subreddit, a lot, which is the Scary Story subreddit, a lot of these posts are just those stories taken and done in like a radio play format and acted out. Like, and it's really cool. So, you know, it's got soundtrack to it, Foley artistry, the multiple people doing voices and shit. And honestly, it's really, really interesting. They just did one a few weeks ago that I think it was a season 7 opener, and it's like I lost about a solid 2 months of my life to that podcast when I worked at Lancelot. Still, that's all I listened to, and I would walk home at night and be terrified. I was walking home in the dark because I was listening to that fucking podcast. But that's so when I started listening to this, I was like, okay, well, I don't think this is serious. And then I got in the middle of the first story. I think the 4th podcast is the Gatorade machine down the hall is trying to kill me, and it's amazing.
It's very much like
Cat Grandma. Cat Grandma.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucked up.
That is the podcast. Hilarious. I couldn't make it through all the way at work because I couldn't stop laughing.
It's basically Are You Afraid of the Dark for adults? That's the best way to describe it.
Battle wounds, man.
Jesus, man.
So So yeah, those guys. I mean, shout out to fucking Robbie Owens. You are doing the Lord's work, man. Because that podcast is amazing, and it's so cool seeing other people locally doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to a mutual friend of ours who is I hope she doesn't mind me using her name, but she messaged me earlier, and she said she actually messaged you, which is really funny because she was one of our frequent listeners. Amber Starkey. She had mentioned, or she messaged me earlier about wanting to start maybe a vlog or a review reaction channel on YouTube, and she said she wasn't sure if there would be an audience for it, and I said, "Fuck yeah, there's an audience for it." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, everyone and their brother has.
Yeah, and I even told her, I was like, at first you're probably not going to have a huge audience, but the key to it, honestly, and what's basically fucked us up is consistency.
We were consistent.
We were for a while, and we had a good base, I would say, for a while. But then, being inconsistent.
But I think a large chunk of that, and what I told it is exactly that. It's consistency. What I told her is that everyone and their brother does reaction videos, but especially because she's talking about like horror and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, straight up, do it. I said, and guess what? I said, even if you're not getting hundreds and hundreds of viewers, you're still going to get a core 12, 20 viewers who really, really appreciate your shit, not to mention people stumbling upon it. And more importantly, just create. Because I said the content will come. I said this became something, when we started this show just reviewing TV shows that were coming out for the season, and then it became kind of a chat show about life, and then briefly it covered the Steubenville rape case. With inside fucking interviews.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's Alexandria Goddard, right? That was it.
Yeah.
Shout out to her because she was fucking awesome through that whole dark time for our city. And shout out to my co-host for, being part of the protests and being part of everything. And didn't one of your pictures get used by Yahoo?
Yeah, I was on Yahoo. On their main page.
That was such a... It was a horrible time for this area, but it was an awesome time for content and civil unrest and getting to make a difference. And you really felt at the time like we were really accomplishing something. And yes, a movie review video or vlog or reaction channel isn't gonna...
But here's the thing. I mean, if... I told her, just be yourself.
That's it. And when I told her, is content comes. Content will come. The trick is starting it and just going for it. Because, and that's the thing. She said she has friends that, want to be on it. And I was like, I watch the shit out of that. Because, I'm going to help people that I'm going to help people that I like, funny people that I give a shit about. Oh my God, I will promote your blog. I will promote your station. I will promote your Spider Duck network. And so, Amber, massive shout out to you because you will do great things, and anyone involved with you is going to do great things because you are one of the funniest fucking people I know. And I really,
I think honestly, if she's just herself, I think she'll get a neat, even if it's a small niche audience. I think she'll get it.
It could be,
but it could also take, you don't know, but she,
play to 15 people like you're playing to
and I told her, I was like, if you're not going into it looking to be a YouTube star, that's the best for you. Because, it doesn't happen to everybody, and don't expect that. But, hey, if you're just yourself, you'll find some sort of audience.
That being said, I've pretty much only been watching Game Grumps recently. And John Tron, who is a former host of Game Grumps. Ego Raptor is my spirit animal. And Danny from Ninja Sex Party as well. So, content. Just create. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be internet content. Whatever you do, whatever content is in your life, whatever the thing, whatever thing that makes you happy.
Just talk about the stuff you like, and that sort of thing.
Horror flicks, comics, murder.
Whatever you're into, just go out there and do it. And now, that kind of brings us back around to, Spider Duck and stuff. We stopped doing stuff for a while. Honestly, I got into I would say I've been in a pretty decent depression for about a year. That's why things really slowed down. But the fog is clear now, so to speak.
It honestly, so I was going through something very similar. Being in the apartment, it was dark. I was having a lot of anxiety and depression issues, and now I think some things are cleared out mentally. You're right. It's precisely that. A fog has been lifted, and I feel like I'm in a better headspace, at least regarding things like this, or maybe not all the life choices, but I bought a house, so I think I'm doing okay right now.
And I mean, for me, like, I'm just to the point where it's like, I've taken the chance to start creating stuff before, and then I kind of stopped, and like, I don't want to hate myself for not continuing to do it. So that's why I just decided that I want to keep doing stuff, even if we don't become big, which is a big possibility, because we may never be big. We never may, that's not really the point. The point is to create and talk about stuff I love and that. And, I want to do more videos, more video game videos, more other stuff. I bought a green screen so that more creative stuff can maybe come out of that. I have a green screen and a lighting kit now. So I want to do more of that stuff. I'm going to post all of our podcasts on YouTube as well as iTunes.
So that green screen, I'm just going to put a bunch of dicks behind you.
You're not going to have access to that.
I'll have dick access.
Well, you'll have access to dicks, just not necessarily to.
I always have access to dicks, homie.
But we're going to start creating more stuff. Actually, I just put a Spider Duck first look for a game coming out in a couple weeks on the site today, which is the first piece of content we've done in a while. At least consistently, we do have a couple podcasts on the network that we're continuing to run, notably Lost in the Mid-Card, which is a wrestling podcast that a couple friends of mine do.
Is Timmy still alive?
He still lives.
Is he still producing content?
No, not really, but that brings me to another thing that me and Timmy are going to actually do, where
butt stuff.
Not only that,
good,
but that'll be on spiderduck.xxx. But
.edu.
.edu. It's educational.
.org. It's a nonprofit.
It is a nonprofit that we profit from.
Who's getting profits?
We'll see.
Hey.
But no, me and Timmy are going to, basically Timmy's like... Tim is really into stuff like Dark Souls and those kind of games, and I'm really not, and they're super hard. So
Dark
basically,
Souls is fucking atrocious hard.
What's going to happen is I'm going to play Dark Souls, and Timmy's going to be there to make fun of / coach me as I'm playing Dark Souls. So we're going to do like a whole series of that stuff.
Get ready to die all the time.
Yeah, I'm going to die a lot, and it should be pretty fun. Should be pretty interesting. We'll have the videos up hopefully within the next few weeks. So that's in the plan. But yeah, we're just gonna keep doing stuff. I'm hoping to get other podcasts back up and running and stuff.
Yeah, I'm down. Like I said, or like we touched on earlier, I think getting this back to, at least a semblance of normal is a really good thing. So look out for that. And I think in true non-us fashion, do you want to wrap it up now? So we keep things, not at 2 hours.
Keep it concise.
We just hit the hour mark, right?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise we're gonna go for another.
Because I could. I mean, a lot of stuff has happened, and I think next time there's gonna be more of an outline. We used to talk about things that were coming up.
Yeah, we pull news out and stuff like that.
Pull news out, and I think that's what we're gonna do again. But this was more of kind of like a catch up of what was going on, and this has always been about pop culture. I didn't even do my album recommendations. I'm gonna do a quick one. I think. Aesop Rock, not to be confused with rap wonderkin A$AP Rocky. Aesop Rock has been at this, over probably 2 decades now. Just released, I don't know what the album is for him in his discography, but it's called Impossible Kid. Possibly one of the best rap albums I've heard, if not this year, in the last couple years, and that's not standing Kendrick Lamar. That's Kendrick Lamar, top tier, but Aesop, it has been, lyrically is just unbelievable. So, Impossible Kid came out the end of April. I recommend that. On an opposite note, Sturgill Simpson's Sailor's Guide to Earth is one of the best, I say country. He is kind of a country artist in the sense of he does a lot of throwback stuff. Sounds a lot like the 60s, 70s country. But this album incorporates more elements of funk. There's a lot of horns involved, and as well as a lot of good string arrangements. In fact, he does this cover of Nirvana's "In Bloom" that is nothing I've ever heard. So Sturgill Simpson, Aesop Rock couldn't be two completely different records, but they're two of my favorite records of this year, and they came out within the same month. So pick those up. Sailor's Guide to Earth was Sturgill Simpson, and Impossible Kid is Aesop.
I'm just going to throw one out there. That newest Logic album.
And I didn't know you listened to it.
Yeah, it was great.
Dude, okay, so that was one of those late entries on my favorite records of last year. It's fucking stellar. Like, it's a rap concept record.
Yeah.
I love it. I love every
really
minute
good.
of it. That's actually, you could have shaved maybe 2-3 songs and it would have been even better. But that Impossible True Story was Incredible True Story, not Impossible. Incredible True Story. That was in my top 3 last year, I think. That was really good. I mean, that was...
Definitely. I don't listen to a ton, but that's
it
one
wasn't
that
as visceral as, like, To Pimp a Butterfly, like Kendrick,
that's really
but
good.
that, you know... I don't want to compare everything to Kendrick. I mean, he, you know, all rap aside, I thought the new Pusha T was really good, too. King Push, Dark Before the Dawn, I think is what the name of that record was. Another kind of concept-y album. But Logic, man. Logic crushed. That record is fucking real good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then, who did... Like, the voiceover work on there was dudes who actually do, like, video game voiceovers. The deeper voice guy, I think, is the one who was the Halo voice.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name.
Who would say, like, Slayer. Like, things like that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now.
Kevin or something like that. I go back to Kevin a whole lot. That Logic record was fucking dope. And that was one of those ones that was, like, weird last minute. I think came out in, like, the middle of November, beginning of December last year. Yeah. That was, like, a last minute entry in my records, my favorite records last year. I'll have a more focused list. I think there's been a lot that came out recently. And a ton from beginning of this year that were really good. I thought the new 1975 record was way better than their first album. The new Panic record is the first consistently good record that well, it's only him now, but that they've released. Panic at the Disco, Death of a Bachelor was amazing, and I was actually ready not to like it. They actually sample the guitar riff to Rock Lobster in one of the songs. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, Into It Over It had a good record beginning of this year. Brian Fallon and the Gaslight Anthem put out a solo record. It's been a really cool year. The one I'm looking forward to right now is former Vampire Weekend guitarist Rostam is just put out a song called Gravity Don't Pull Me Down, I think. And it's like, it's kind of depressing, but it's really fucking awesome. Like, it's a really cool song. So check that out. But yeah, I'll wrap my thing up now. That's probably about 5 or 6 good records to check out right now. But hey, if you have any that you want to recommend, shoot me a message. You can find me.
He's on the Twitter.
Me and Trevor on Facebook. We're both on Twitter. You can Snapchat me. My Snapchat name is the same, SweetPick09. Send me dicks, send me whatever you want to send me. Mostly dicks. I'm totally down for dicks.
He's up for dicks.
No, actually, another thing is former guest Joey Albus and I last night and a few weeks ago streamed live on Periscope. And we're talking to people. We're doing like an Ask Me Anything, as vulgar, ridiculous as questions that we could get on Periscope. And then I started playing guitar, and we were taking like requests via Periscope. And like, nice. It was a lot of fun streaming to a bunch of people. So, that might be something.
Yeah, maybe Periscope will be something that we do for this podcast in the future.
Periscope is a lot of fun, especially because you can, talk, you can keep up with people as it's going on. So that'd be something to check out. So if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see happen, or me and Trevor kiss, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
I don't want that to happen, but
he's lying.
But we could. I have the equipment. We might be doing this as possibly an actual video podcast.
Yeah, drop us a line. Honestly,
yeah, so
I would love to drop us a line. What am I, 80?
And like I said, this is going to go up on YouTube anyway. It'll just be a still image. But we could turn it into a video podcast at a certain point too, and go from there. So. Anyway, you can follow all of our misadventures on spiderduck.net. Everything that we're going to be doing will be on there. You can follow me on Twitter, at Trevor Oz. That's Oz with an O-S-Z. You can follow Ian at Ian Parisi on Twitter. And just get a hold of us. Talk to us. We like feedback. Anything you want to hear about, anything you want to talk about, you want us to talk about, that sort of thing, we're down for. And, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys. It was awesome.